Hey, I guess I should take these off. Hi everyone out there on YouTube. So, I am back again with another video. This one's interesting, I think, or it might be interesting to whoever is actually listening to it, but um, you know how people like make those videos where they have the title in there that has absolutely nothing to do with the video, and so they just want you to click on it, which is called clickbait basically. But I'm over that shit. I hate that shit, and I don't like making videos like that. So yeah, I say all that to say that I feel like telling a story because I haven't told a story, I guess, since my coming out video. So I figured I would tell you a story about the time I got caught doing the deed in a park, in a public park. Apparently, I didn't know that at the time, but so that was funny. Okay, so to give you guys backstory, I was in high school when all this happened, right? I was 18 at the time, and this guy, I thought it was really cute. I think it was popular. I'm not too sure if he was actually popular or not, but he was pretty popular. I guess he was well known. And the thing was with me, like I was a really awkward gay kid. I wasn't really popular. I was kind of like just to myself or whatever. And it wasn't until I was a senior in high school that people were like, that I wasn't popular per se. I just kind of quit giving a shit about trying to be popular, and so at that point, people were starting to get to know me because I just didn't give shits anymore. So I ended up going back on the first day of school, first day of my senior year in high school, and the guy was like, he was like, "Wow, I didn't realize how attractive you were," and I was like, okay. You know, thanks. I guess that's kind of a backhanded compliment, but whatever. So we start talking a little bit, and it was like for a couple of months before we actually like hooked up or anything. His mom was living in an apartment at the time, and yeah, his mom was living in an apartment at the time, and so I was like, okay, sure, we'll go to the apartment, but so we went to his mom's apartment. And then I think he came over my house like a couple of times, or where I was staying at my dad's house. He came over there a couple of times, and then we got to the point where we were both like, I think it was like after no, it was after school where we started talking about hooking up, but we didn't actually get to do it that day. But we were texting too, like, and this was back when like texting was like you still had to pay like 10 cents or something before like a plan came out per text. It's fucking stupid. But anyway, we ended up I think what we did was we talked a little bit that day, and we were like, okay, well, let me get your number so that we can text you. So we text each other, and we started talking, and I was like, can I come over there? And he was like, well, no, I can't because my mom's here. I said, well, fuck, my dad's here, so we can't really do anything. So then, I don't know why we did this, but we had the bright idea of going to a park. And the thing was, it was like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, so it was dark. It was pretty dark. So we get to the park, and he was in a truck, mind you. I think it was similar to a compact truck, so I'd say like maybe larger than a Nissan Frontier. So it wasn't that big. There was back seats as well as a four-door, which was shocking to me. I never actually been able to sit in a four-door truck before. So we get in there. We're doing our thing, and it wasn't really too involved, honestly. It wasn't too involved until like before the police officer came. I forgot. I'm gonna get to that in a second. So we're like, so we're taking off our clothes, like shirts coming off, pants coming off. You know, we're starting to make out. We don't really get too far before we see blue lights. We see those blue lights. We're like, fuck. And me, I'm just laughing my ass off because I can't really help it. You know, I'm just like, because my dad's a police officer, so I'm just kind of like, whatever. I just start dying, and he's like, dude, what the fuck? He's like panicking and shit, right? He's like, dude, you gotta get your shit on. So I'm like, I'm getting my clothes on. Like, I'm trying to hurry up to get my clothes on and shit, right? The police officer comes up to the car. He's like, he opens the door, and I'm trying to make it to where you guys can visualize it, right? The police officer opens the door. He knocks on the door. The guy who I was with opens the door. My shirt is, I don't have a shirt on, but I have pants on. My friend, or the guy who I was hooking up with, he's not really a friend. The guy who I hooked up with had a shirt on, but no pants. And he just kind of give you this look like it was something that you, like here, like where we live, it's not really something that you run into. Like you don't really run into guys doing that all the time, you know what I mean? Especially teenagers, right? And so the guy comes up and he's like, well, he asked the guy, he was like, well, how old are you? And he was like 18. He's like, how old is the other guy? And he was like the same age. And he kind of just like hesitated. It was a slight hesitation. He was just like, and his eyes were like darting back and forth because you could tell he was obviously nervous and like uncomfortable with the whole situation, right? He was like, I really don't think you guys should be doing that here in this park, because apparently it was a public park. I didn't know that. I had never been to that park before. I grew up here, but I'd never been to that fucking park, right? And so he was like, I don't think you should go to that park. Or I don't think you should be doing that in this park. And I was like, I didn't know it was a public thing. He was like, yeah, so can we get your clothes back on so you can leave? And the whole thing was just fucking awkward. It was weird. It was just awkward because I had never seen. Usually police officers are very stern and very like, you gotta get out here. But this guy, you could clearly tell this police officer was very maybe traumatized at the experience, because he just kind of looked like like it's just like I see the face and I to this day I still fucking die because it's so fucking funny. I've never seen a police officer at a loss for words. Luckily, we didn't get shot and killed like what would happen now, you know? So like thank the fucking gods, right? So yeah, I think after that point we put our clothes back on, we leave, and he was like, oh my god, I'm so, you know, he was like, I can't believe that happened. I was just sitting there dying laughing the whole entire time. I guess we could have gone to jail, but you know, it was like 10 o'clock at night, maybe a little bit later than that, maybe 10:30 or something, I don't know, but I don't really remember. But he was like, we could have gone to jail. No. I'm just kind of like, whatever. I mean, I'm not really too worried about it. We didn't go to jail, nothing happened, so I could still live to tell about it. So that's one of my favorite stories. I love telling that to people because I just think it's just really the part that got me the most, that makes me laugh the most, is when the police officer is just like in his tracks, you know? I've never seen a police officer like at a loss for words. That's just, it's awesome to me. And I love making police officers uncomfortable, so as long as I don't get killed. So that was great. So that's what I wanted to tell. I wanted to tell you that story because I really enjoyed telling that gay story of a thing, right? So if you liked it, you know, leave your comments below. Let me know your frisky stories or whatever. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Subscribe if you want to. You don't have to. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'm gonna come back with another video next week. I'm not too sure what to talk about, but I'll come back with another video next week. So talk to you guys later. Bye.